What is the goal of the Cabal then?
That's a very good question, and it's a very, very relevant question, especially for the young people watching this. There is an end game. It has been working towards it for a long time. This has not been going on for 5 years or 50 years. This goes back thousands of years. And the key to increasing human control has been increasing human centralization of power. So, for instance, there was a time when the human race was made up of tribes. And the tribes decided what happened in the tribe. Then there came a big change when lots of tribes came together under what were called nations. And then a few people at the center of the nation were now dictating to all the former tribes that made up that nation. Through the European Union, we've gone to the next level, which is to bring the nations together under centralized control. And the idea eventually is to have a world government, world army, world central bank, world currency, cashless, which we're heading to so fast. And underpinning that structure of centralized global control is complete control of human perception. And it's happening in front of our eyes.
Why would someone want that?
Only people with no empathy could possibly do that. They're very sick, but intellectually, they're very clever.
Right.
And they study, and this is what AI is doing. You know, they talk about surveillance and all this technological surveillance, all this AI stuff. Well, it's not just surveillance. All the things that the human race posts on the internet, posts on social media, all that is being fed into AI, which is becoming enormously skilled at understanding the human psyche, therefore able to manipulate the human psyche to control what? We're back to it, control perception. But the end game, in terms of complete control of human perception, is to connect the human brain to artificial intelligence. And this is something I've been warning about now for so frickin' long. Once that connection's made, he said AI will do more and more and more of human thinking until human thinking as we currently know it will be basically negligible.
Right.
In other words, the human mind will become AI, and instead of manipulating human perception will become direct through AI. And this is how they've done it. Stage one, get them addicted to technology that they hold. Your goal is to get in the body. So first of all, stage one, you get them addicted to technology they hold. So we had this explosion of the smartphone era. And what they're doing is conditioning normality. Then you go to the next stage.
Small soldiers.
Which is inside the body, which is internal chipping, which I've been saying was the plan since about 1992.
Elon Musk is sort of big into that, isn't he?
Don't talk to me about him.
Not a fan?
No. I really want to hear what you think about
Elon Musk
Here the Teslas
comes
are a lovely
out
car.
and says that AI could be the end of the human race. On that he's right. And then he opens a frickin' company called Neuralink to connect the human brain to computer. The only way that they are going to connect everyone to AI, no matter where they are in the world, is by having every inch of the planet covered with Wi-Fi. So everything is connected by is controlled by AI, and whoever controls AI controls everything. The internet, by the way, was made possible thanks to an organization called DARPA, which is the technological development arm of the Pentagon. And if I called DARPA evil, I would be fearful of evil suing me for defamation of character, to be honest. That's how bad it is, right? And so the idea is before you can make a physical connection to AI, and people accept this, you've got to make a psychological connection. And what they're doing, because it's all a psychological game, the few cannot control billions unless they control the psyche of the billions. It's a very, very important psychological manipulation technique. It's called preemptive programming. Okay, this is how it works. You are here, you want to go there. That society is so dramatically different to this one. You're gonna face a response against it. You want to do what? So what you do is you fill the movies and the programs with storylines and scenes and portrayals of that world. And so what you're doing, and you look at the movies that have come out in the last 10, 15, 20 years about this whole world of technology and robots and AI and all that stuff. And what you're doing is you're preparing the subconscious, particularly the subconscious, conscious as well, to become familiar with the world you want to take people into.
Over the window.
So as the world is brought in for real, that familiarity is going to lessen the resistance to it because there's a familiarity about it. See, the thing is that when people become addicted to something like technology, they think they need it.
Yeah.
But they don't necessarily need it. It's making them familiar with AI to the point where they perceive it as human. And once they've got that acceptance and that interaction, then when they move into connected to here, you're going to have far less resistance because it's become part of life by then. And that's why they're targeting the kids now, because they are going to be the adults 2030 when they really want this to come in full blown.